So about 3 years ago, my dear, dear friend Diana Collins and myself, we were over at the beach. We were getting caught up. We hadn't visited in a while. And she was telling me about her and her husband Dean had just come back from Hawaii. They had had an amazing time. And I said, well, you know, that's interesting. I've never had Hawaii on my vision board. I've never had Hawaii on my to-do list. It's just not really pulled me. Tell me why that would need to be. And so she went on and shared with me, you know, how at the airport they give you a lei and the beautiful scent of the flowers are everywhere, the gorgeous landscaping. She took me and visually on roads in Maui and all that they had done. And it was just great to hear that energy. And I said, well, I need to then hold that I need to go. BB, we just need to go too. So we're going to put that on our list. Well, I'll make the point that that was on Friday. On Monday, 3 days later, I was Skyping with someone out of state. And we were talking, and you know how Microsoft will alert you. They send the emails coming through at the corner of your computer. And I just kind of quick at a glance, I see Reverend Temple come to Hawaii. Well, I did my best to be as present as I could with the people on Skype because I went, wonder what that is. Well, lo and behold, Unity of Hawaii, they are the Unity School for the Pacific Realm. And they had overbooked students, and they needed a teacher for 1 week. And so I called them up on the phone, and they had said, we'll pay for all your expenses and everything. And I said, I know, isn't that great? Isn't that wonderful? And so I called them up and I said, you know, I really, really would love to do it. And yet in teaching, I really want a vacation. And so, you know, I need more than just to come and teach. I need to see what's around the cities and everything. I need BB to come with me. And they said, you can stay as long as you want before and as long as you want after. You have an apartment, you have a car, and everything's covered. So, isn't that great? So, I say that not to impress you, but just to impress upon you that I did not have any form, any template, any dream in my mind about wanting to go to Hawaii. And I went, after talking with Diana on that Friday, got the invitation on Monday. Within 2.5 months, we were already there, looking at Maui, going, here we are. I will say on occasion I called Diana and asked her to describe to me the recent places she has been. But with form, with intention, when you put something in an awareness and you name it, you begin to claim it, you put it into form, you start drawing it into your life, you kind of map it out, if you will, and the universe will respond accordingly when we are being attentive and when we are being present. At the beginning of this year, 2015, living our dream was our mantra. And for us, a mantra here is always the form that moves us in a certain way and starts helping us reach some of our goals for the year. Yes? Because we put that into clarity. We've had lots of things that have happened in the course of this year that have brought those ideas together. One of the brilliant ideas was all the branding that Jonathan Gray and his organization donated our community, of that we have a beautiful look, a beautiful image. We know who we are. We know the people that we have here are seekers and artists and social and spiritual activists. We know who we are, our people, our connection. We know our team. We're very blessed by that, right? And we have had the bridge that has prepared us of how we build bridges with every situation in our lives. In order to live our dream, we're required to be in the both and world, that we have the world we're moving away from, our history, while at the same time we're moving forward to a new link of what is calling us and has our name on it. A lot of activities that way. I'm likened to remember the story of geese and how by nature they are designed to have a V formation. And often we see them in the sky and it's like, oh, look at those birds. But there's so much more to them than those birds. They probably have, except for baseball teams and softball teams, they probably have the greatest understanding than any species in nature, including us, that understand fundamentally that everyone together accomplishes more. Geese know that. Geese know that one isn't the most important. The front person isn't just the leader of where the birds are going, and that all of them matter. They also know, and you may be surprised, that in the V formation, with all of them taking an equal role, they are able to achieve 71% more inertia than any of them would alone. Isn't that powerful? It's incredible. You may not know, because I didn't, that within a year, geese will travel 5,000 miles at 50 miles per hour. Because of that depth of understanding, together, everyone accomplishes more. Everyone. When one of them is not feeling up to par, it will move in the formation. It will not stop the formation. It will not tell the rest of the geese, you're wrong, we need to stop. It just changes its position so the day may still go on. The flight is still in motion. When one of them becomes sick or discouraged, two will drop out of the formation and go and tend to it. Sounds like our chaplains, doesn't it? It's like our chaplains. So we have been on fire this year. We have been invigorated, we have been ignited, we have been inspired. You can feel the energy in the room. People say that every week. People that are local, people that are traveling that just want to even move here, to be here, like the Joneses, like my new friend Nancy that's moving here, like John Cunningham. It's because of all of you that we do that. And we have been on such an inertia that 11/11 was just another grand beginning of what's going to come. Do you agree? We are moving forward. But then the question came, what would happen if we were all in the same formation? What would happen if we all, in addition to individually focused on our dreams, what would occur if we lined up, all going in the same direction, all in the name of unity and new thought? Would you be interested in knowing that? You might want to ask me what would happen. Thank you. Well, we will be able to live our dreams more than our wildest imagination. Because if Scripture tells us where two or more are gathered, look how many people are here. Don't you feel what is possible in that? So the Board of Trustees and myself, we came together and realized that we needed an organization to help us create this form, this V, this shape, this formation, this template that would allow us to get where we want to go. I'd like to share this video with you.
Hello, First Unity. My name is Michelle Royal. I'm a newer member to the First Unity Spiritual Campus, joining about a year ago after I had a fairly serious health crisis. From meditation to the Sunday service, this place and you have transformed me, and I am in gratitude for as long as I possibly can be. This place means so much to me that about 3 months ago I started working with the board to help them clearly communicate the mission and vision as it relates to the 4 E's and the Faith Lift that was launched. In unpacking both what was being communicated as well as how it needed to be delivered, we discovered some interesting insights. And the primary insight is there's a gap between the expenses and what we're receiving on a weekly basis. Just to give you some perspective, it costs about $35 per person per week to keep the doors open at First Unity Spiritual Campus. And over the years, there have been some sacrifices that have been made by both staff as well as some of the things that can be offered in order for us to have this experience that we have every Sunday and every day. And so I felt called forth, and that is why I am talking to you today, to invite you to help us bridge this gap to this tree of eternal life that we're presenting to you. This eternal life that's going to bring us this vibrant and express this vibrant community that is ours. As a reminder, the 4 E's are to echo our principles, energize our sanctuary, enhance our own abundance, and expand our team. In order to do that, I'm asking you to join me in a year-long commitment as a steward. All of you will be receiving this little booklet, and we'll go over it and discuss what a steward means, what dedicated giving means, and what it means to be a volunteer, because we all have different ways of giving to the vibrant community that is First Unity. And in this one-year commitment, we do this together. Our promise of our mission and vision can come true more effectively and on a global scale in a larger way than we could possibly even imagine. I look forward to being on this journey with you. I look forward to sharing in our success, because it is because of you that I have been transformed and that I am experiencing both the abundance and the gifts in my life. And I thank you. In gratitude and love and service, thank you for welcoming me home. And thank you for letting me be on this journey with you.
Michelle Royal. Love you. Yes.
Wow, I love you guys. Is this on? Is it on? Power on. Hello.
Hello.
I'll say it again. I love you guys. So thank you. Some of the gifts that I've received over the past year has been my team. And so I'm going to invite my team up to the stage. It's Joran Oppolt, Luke Filoramo, and Deanna Flores. The team member that was with me through my health crisis was Luke Filoramo. He's been such an incredible gift, and I just am going to acknowledge that right now. All of the work that we've been doing with the board has been a collective effort, although led by me. This team, which is within my company, has made it possible. So I had a dream, I had a mission, I had a vision of what this could be, and they made it happen. And so what we're going to reveal to you is the vision board that will be our guiding light, as well as our thermometer, for lack of a better word. It'll be our guide to see how successful we're being together. I'll let Joran and Luke reveal that. A beautiful banyan tree, our bridge holding our principles, holding the 4 E's, setting on the stepping stone foundations that are our values. And if you don't know the values of First Unity Spiritual Campus, it's creative expression, diversity, integrity, wholeness, sacred service, empowerment, and love. And these are the stepping stones that we step onto before we cross this bridge. And as we reach this bridge, this is our stewardship, dedicated giver, and volunteer tree. And it's being powered by our vision and our mission of First Unity. And here we are all together, are all together as artists, seekers, social activists. And if you are none of those things, then you are all of those things with us together, which is beautiful. And Deanna did all of the design of this work. So thank you, Deanna. She's incredible. And Joran, in all of his appreciation and love and experience within First Unity, was creative director. He did an incredible job as well. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. So I want to invite the board to stand up, please. The board has all of the booklets, and they'll be passing them out. And although we have produced the final product, this is an initiative that was directed by the board as they came together and started asking the bigger question of how can we come together to make the mission and vision of First Unity more of a reality. And we just happened to come into the picture at the time when they were asking that bigger question. And they have dedicated hours upon days of service, as many of the other volunteers here at First Unity. They are the trusted servants of this campus. And as we go through this journey together, as we review this booklet, and as some of you, please take one per family also. There's some who are, Carol, there's some who are asking on this side to get a few more. So I'm going to start in the beginning, and just so that we can move through this. The first page has the 4 E's on it so that we can remember the 4 E's, and then we have our table of contents. This will be your working book over the next 4 weeks as Temple continues to bring and illuminate the 4 E's for us. So please bring it back every Sunday service. And in this first, on page 3, it says, imagine a world of unity. And we read our mission and vision every Sunday. And the important thing is for you to take a few moments to reflect, how is this mission and vision for First Unity Spiritual Campus meaningful to me? And this is your own reflection. What does this mean to me? What would it mean in my world or in the world in general? What do I see as being the manifestation of this mission and vision? And take a few moments in your own time and write that out. And for those of us who like to be reminded of the 5 unity principles, we have those on page 4 so that they can be connected to this entire giving experience. So as Temple is discussing and as she's reviewing the Echo Our Principles, Energize Our Sanctuary, Enhance Our Abundance, we do have a page for each one of those that you can use as she's giving her inspiration for it. So on Echo Our Principles on page 5, it says there's a number of examples. There can be more. It can be provide testimonials, share on social media, walk our talk. Reflect on this weekly and commit what this would look like for you. What would echoing your principles look like for you? In Energize Our Sanctuary, there's something similar. You could check in on Facebook. You can invite others. You can do like some of us do, stand up and dance around if you want. Right? And then there's your desired commitment. Under Enhance Our Abundance, celebrate each other's successes. Right? And celebrate when we're giving. If we see somebody going above and beyond, we can celebrate that. That is enhancing our abundance. Bringing positive energy, living the prosperity mindset. So if I have a friend who says something that doesn't really support the prosperity mindset, we do this thing. We say, now there. Let's turn that around. So that's what we do on our team. And then expanding our team, which is meeting the board of directors, who you just saw distributing the booklets, becoming community leaders, meeting the staff, just greeting each other, expanding your team. And maybe some of you are called forward to give something more to the Unity community. And so you can reflect on what your desired commitment is there. So a thriving, vibrant spiritual campus on page 9 this is what we need for this campus. We need a $700,000 a year annual operating budget. Right now there's a gap that is about 25%. We need members stepping into leadership, more members. So this was something that I felt called to do. You can volunteer something if you see a talent, like when the stage was being built, someone brought their construction talents to the stage along with some of the funding for the stage. A growing and engaged Unity community, so that can be by inviting friends, active participation in classes and courses, donations for improvements, and then volunteers and you. And the first step, what we're really focused on, is the stewardship program. And we have a description of the 3 levels of giving because we understand that everyone has their own way of giving to the First Unity community. A steward is, as our first focus, a 1-year commitment, and it can be made year over year. This can be your tithe, that could be in addition to. This is all about how you feel called to give based on what you are receiving from this campus. A dedicated giver is someone who would give to a specific need. For example, when the floors needed cleaning, someone gave a dedicated giving to clean the carpets. And then a volunteer, we're all familiar with the volunteers, there's lots of volunteer opportunities available. And so maybe you're called to be a volunteer. At the center of it, though, is what I really want to point out is that it is all of these things, as Temple said, in our formation that creates this being in presence. That's the unity being in presence. That's what we are creating together. And on page 11, this is the stewardship program. We have multiple levels, from a seed all the way up to living light. And these are collected on a monthly basis. We broke it down to what it means per week. We could have even given it to you per day. It could be anything from a cup of coffee, right? You could give up a cup of coffee a day, or you could give up $1 a day. And really, whenever we evaluate the stewardship program, what I did whenever I sat in reflection, and I thought, what am I willing to give, and what am I willing to sacrifice myself in order to give that reflects what I have received from this spiritual campus? And there's a number of different ways. So I provided a dedicated giving. I also am now a monthly steward. So I'm now a steward as well. And this is going to be individual for each one of us. As you decide which level most resonates with you, we can put your name or just a thank you, something. The leaf gets cut out and goes up on the tree. And as you can see, we need about 235, I believe, or maybe 245 stewards to build the thriving, vibrant campus. On page 13, we have dedicated giving. These things go to things like the new carpets. If I am passionate about computers and technology, I might decide to donate a computer. There's a lot of different ways that we can provide in the dedicated giving. And the same is true. If you feel called forth to do that, then we'll cut out the leaf and it can go up on the tree. And the same with volunteering, events, the Welcome Center, the Encore gift store. And then on the last page, it's the reflection on what my giving means to me. This is your workbook to explore this, to come to your own answers. And when I was reflecting on what the giving meant to me, I thought, in addition to just spending time in quiet of what I wanted to give according to what I received, I asked the question, what's going to happen if I don't? And the first phrase that came to my mind is, well, not on my watch. I'm not going to let that happen, whatever it was I imagined. And then I thought, what's going to happen if I do? And that's exciting, to think that I might be able to make a small difference in being there for someone else who, like me, might wander to this spiritual campus and need help. Because that's what you did for me. And that's the light that I hold in my mind, is what happens when I do. So thank you very much. I look forward to being on this journey with you, as I said before. Temple, thank you.
Yes,
and thank you to the board for everything, for all of your leadership. Thank you.
Hold on. I also want to say, talking about walking her talk, Michelle's organization donated all of this to First Unity Spiritual Campus. Love you. Love you. I remember that year in 1979, as if in some ways it was yesterday. A group of us of 9 were headed towards St. Louis, Missouri, to play in the National Softball League. And I felt very clear within every part of my being that it was the team that would take us wherever we wanted to go. And out of our team of 9, 3 of us in that particular tournament became All-American players. It was that team that was so clear and evident that could transform the whole idea of what softball had been in the past. That's how I feel about this team we have here now. In the years that I've been here as spiritual leader, 10 years, never before have I felt in the way of solidity, commitment, energy, regularity, people that are really invested in the principles of unity than I do now. Blah. So we are the team, and I just want to celebrate you and ask you to give yourselves a great big hand. Thank you for that.